Welcome to another edition of Insurance Questions Podcast. Number 142, Donnie. Wow, we're getting close to 150.
Isn't that crazy how fast?
Are you happy that the numbers are higher than your age? I know you were pretty upset with that, in previous episodes.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm very happy about that.
So we've been doing a lot of live shows. I think Thursday we're going to do another live show. So we're taping. This is for Wednesday, 9/25. Only 3 months till Christmas, Don. So
No.
extra large, So
Okay.
I usually like Rush or a lot of different movies. So whatever you want to buy me, that's fine.
You got it.
And but super exciting. You've gone to 2 Buffalo Sabres games, preseason games, and they've scored what, 12 goals altogether or something crazy like that?
13 goals. Yeah, it's
Holy
been
cow.
Crazy.
So
It's been
I
crazy.
heard that Kevin Adams is requesting you attend every game because you're a lucky charm now.
If that were the case, I would gladly go, but that's not
You
the
had
case.
great tickets. I was really shocked at the amount of people that were at that game last night.
Yeah, it was wild. First off, why don't you do your disclaimer first?
All the statements and comments by Eddie Buffalo and Donnie Lahr purely for entertainment purposes.
So like, share, wherever you listen to your podcasts, wherever you view your podcasts on YouTube, join our YouTube channel, like and subscribe to that, and hit the fan mail button. Send us your questions because I know that we're going to be answering a few questions today. So that's awesome. So we appreciate you. We appreciate you watching, listening, liking, and subscribing. Thank you very much.
Well,
so yesterday
it had to be like what, maybe 10,000 if that much.
I don't even. No, not even 10,000. My guess is like 5,000, maybe.
Bills game on Monday Night Football. It's kind of a tough sell on a preseason game.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got those tickets for free, right?
Yeah, I was able to get them 2 tickets.
How did you get the tickets for free, Don?
Well, because a friend of mine we split season tickets, so that they were kind of throwing these in for us. So
there's so many people that do that, especially with tickets being such in high demand in Toronto. That if you have season tickets and you sell the Toronto games, it pretty much pays for your year.
Yeah, it's crazy, although there's always a debate about that. Are you one of those fans that sell it to the Toronto fans or not?
Well, I've been doing a lot of thinking this morning, a lot of reflecting, and it's kind of like a football analogy. It's kind of sticking with an analogy. So, as you know, I'm from South Buffalo, New York. Huge Bills fan, huge Sabres fan. I've had Bandits tickets forever, UB Bulls tickets forever, But, the Bills games are just too crazy for me, especially when my girls were smaller. Plus, it's not a great thing. Your day shot, So, I'm living in Greenville, Texas now, and everybody knows me as Eddie Buffalo. That's where my name came from, because where y'all from? Buffalo. Oh, you're Eddie Buffalo now, because they couldn't say my Polish name. People see the Z, it just throws them off.
Like, that's a real hard Polish name to say compared to some of the other ones
it's
out there, right?
It's a lot easier, though, Man, did you cut that off? Was there a ski on the end of it? I'm like, no.
Penarski.
No. But, so, I've had fun, nice rivalries with a bunch of guys here. But there's so many people from different places. Like my buddy Mike, I feel horrible now because I was trashing him so bad before the season started, and he actually went to the opener in Miami. He's a huge Miami Dolphin fan. I've seen him today. I'm like, dude, what are you guys gonna do? And like, season's over. You guys looked fantastic last night. And then my buddy Mike is a New Jersey Giants fan, so they're taking it on the chin too.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's Ike, which is a Dallas Cowboys fan. But
I like Ike.
He's polite. He's not jerky about it, Not like me. Like when I first met Jimmy, how I introduced myself is I see him walking with his Miami Dolphins shirt, and I'm going, boo, boo, flipping him off. I'm not going to do it because Tyler don't have to block it off then. and we became friends.
Squid the fish.
Why he didn't run is beyond me. But and then we have this little fella. I'm not even gonna say his name because it's not worth it because he's so obnoxious.
Uh-oh.
And he, come on, say it with me, Eddie. Let's go Dallas. Let's go Dallas. I'm like, no. So 2 things happened. So Dallas Cowboys lost their second game in a row after giving Dak that huge contract.
Yes.
And you know how, we've been through the war here in Buffalo. For good and bad, we're still Buffalo Bills fans.
Yeah.
So I go to the gym every day in the morning, and you see a lot of people with Dallas Cowboys, lots of Pittsburgh Steelers, there's a couple Buffalo Bills fans.
Oh, cool.
And I just think they got a discount. I don't know. Whatever. And
is that with the Steelers just fans too, or what?
Well, it's funny because yesterday on Monday, I'm looking around the gym. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Only one person was wearing any Dallas Cowboys stuff.
Oh, really?
So the reason I brought up this guy that's obnoxious about the Dallas Cowboys is that I saw him today. I go, good thing you guys don't have to wait till Sunday. You can, watch the Giants beat you guys on Thursday night. He goes, no, not talking about football anymore. I'm like, what? He goes, nope, I'm not going to watch football anymore. I can't. They just suck. Blah, 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 blah. I go, I don't like quitters. And so it kind of I always try to use things in my life to explain different things. And one thing we always talk about, Don, and you've seen it because you've been in the business for a bit, same as I, and it seems like any time someone wants to get insurance and they don't follow through, something bad happens.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about doing something for your family so they have something when you're left and you don't have to be a GoFundMe family because that money goes quick. GoFundMe takes their profit out of there too. Yeah. Follow through, hang in there. It's just like even investing. The younger generation, they're shorting Bitcoin, I'm going to dump in X amount of dollars and no matter what, I'm taking it out tomorrow, Don. And it wasn't built for that. It'd be like getting an annuity and saying, going to get a $10,000 annuity and next month I'm taking all the money out. Well, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, correct.
They're not built that way. They're built for long-term investment. And that's why we both offer fixed annuities and non-variable because we want to make sure that your money's protected, that the losses, if you do have a loss, it's going to be minimal with a small basement, rate-wise going under what you're guaranteed. But then a lot of them don't even have a ceiling. So you're getting the guaranteed rate and hopefully getting more.
Right.
So I guess, does that all make sense to you or am I just talking out of my butt this morning, Don?
No. It does make sense because, when times are volatile, you want to, at least for some of your money, if you have money, you want a safe haven for it. You want some guarantees, and then if you have a little bit extra, you can play with that. But even if you're just starting to fund, say, an annuity, because you brought that up, putting away whatever you can afford a month, $50, $100 a month, you can start to build on that annuity and just build it up. So over the course of the years, which fly by, which we don't realize, but they fly by.
You've got 100%
nice income for your future that is guaranteed, and that's
and talk about time flying by. My little dog in Buffalo, Bandit, little Bandy Boo. He's been a jerk since we got him, but he's a cute little son of a gun. He's 6 pounds and he thinks he's 100, but he's getting up there. It's probably getting, unfortunately, very close to the end. And I would love to bring him here. I figured the weather would be better. But since the day I brought him home, he's hated cars. He would never last in a car ride here. And I wouldn't put him on a plane and do that to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you ever fly him somewhere? With him somewhere?
No, because car rides were just horrendous. So, all right, Don. Let's get started. We don't have any like blockbusters, but we have 7 questions today. We're gonna see if
Cool.
we can get through them. And what I
Sure.
did, we're just gonna do it random, and you're gonna pick Don.
All
So
right.
give me a number 1 to 7, and that's how we'll get started.
All right. Since we started talking about the Buffalo Sabres, I'm going to use some Sabre players.
Oh, that's fun. Yes.
All right. Let's start with Eat Another Donut, Schoenfeld, Jim Schoenfeld, to Don Koharski, the referee.
Is he number 5?
6.
No, it's number 6. I was close. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, we have a Texan person to start the day off.
Cool.
Gordon, 33, from Princeton, Texas. Not that far away from us, actually.
Oh, okay.
Say it's number 6, so I'm not cheating.
Number 6. Not a 9. It's a 6.
And I'm going to let you answer this one, Don. What
All right.
life insurance benefits are guaranteed?
Oh, that's pretty interesting. So there's a term insurance policy. The death benefit is guaranteed. It's it's a constant. It's a stable figure. So if you get
Here we go again, Don.
the texts are
Sorry about
flying.
that, buddy. Okay.
That's all right. If it's a term insurance policy, say you took out a term policy for worth $100,000 of coverage, it's guaranteed. If you get
what's
a
term? What do you mean by term policy? What does a term mean?
sure,
Is it
thanks.
words? Is it words? Is it a term of time? What is it, Don? I don't know. Can you please enlighten me?
I'll try to enlighten you. So, what a term insurance policy is it's for a specific term of time in years. So, you can have a 10-year term policy where you pay into it at the end of 10 years. If you want to continue that policy, you'll probably have to pay more because now you're 10 years older.
Mm-hmm.
But it said, here's a policy, 10 years, you've got coverage. Should something happen, the death benefit is paid.
Nice.
You can have 15, 20, 25, 30 year. I've seen as high as 40-year term policies. So
Wow,
a lot
really?
of times,
I've never seen one I've seen 30-year. I've never seen it that long, though.
yeah, I saw a 40-year policy.
I'm sure you got to be super young to get that.
Well, it makes sense,
Yeah,
because a lot of times
If I'm
insurance,
60 and I want a 40-year term, that ain't happening.
you won't get it. Correct.
No.
Correct.
Very good, Don. All right,
Yeah.
what number you got next? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 7?
All right, let's go with Tim Horton.
Oh, number 2?
Very good.
So we're talking about donuts now?
Well, Tim Horton started the Tim Hortons franchise. He was a Toronto Maple Leaf player, won the Stanley Cup with the Maple Leafs.
And
Came
his
to
wife,
play for
who did his
Buffalo.
wife sell it to? Wendy's?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was Wendy's.
This
And
is
now
a
it's
lo-
changed
this
hands
is a
again.
loaded question, Don.
Okay.
Melanie, 43, young lady from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Have you watched that movie, TV show Tulsa King yet? With Stallone?
No.
Okay.
No.
He's like you, Don. He knows a guy. You'd like it. You got to check that out.
I'm sure he knows a few guys.
So Melanie, once again, 43 from Tulsa, Oklahoma. How much do I need?
Well, Melanie, it depends. It depends on what the coverage is for. Do you have a family? Do you have a mortgage? Do you want to leave a legacy?
Wow,
These
Don,
are.
it almost sounds like you're doing a fact finder.
I was just gonna say that's a question that it just cannot be answered in 1 or 2 words.
Yes.
That's where we we do sit down with you, phone, Zoom, in person, whatever, and just see. We'll ask you some questions about what liabilities do you have as far as how much do you owe on your mortgage, other debts that you may have.
And
What
it
your
goes back
intentions
to
are for the
finding
future.
what's going to fit for you and your family.
Exactly.
We're not
I
being
mean, it's all.
nosy. We're trying to get as much information as possible to help you and your
We want to
family.
make sure, right? We want to make sure you have the right amount of coverage for what your needs and wants are.
100%.
Yes.
100%. That was good. Okay, Don, your choices are 1, 3, 4, 5, and 7.
All right, let's go with Richard Martin.
Number 7?
Number 7.
God,
So
you're making me think and everything this morning, Don.
I'm sorry, Rick Martin. Well, let's talk. So, in case people don't know, if you any type of hockey fan, especially Buffalo Sabres fan, you know about the French Connection.
Oh yeah,
Gilbert Perreault, center. Rene Robert.
Mama hides the cookies, Donnie. Put it up on top.
That's right, top shelf, baby.
Rick Jeanneret, he's gone for a little bit, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rene Robert, number 14 on the right wing, and Rick Martin, number 7 on the left wing.
Everybody thought he looked like Rodney Dangerfield, Jeanneret. I didn't get that. I didn't think so. Maybe because he was just jolly,
A little,
maybe. Hey. He had some great lines. I mean, he was in the Broadcaster Hall of Fame. It was great. So
he's in the NHL Hall of Fame too.
I get to do another.
Karnak. Oh no!
So this is Evelyn. She's 52 from Revere, Mass. They want some more life insurance in the future. Will it be the same price, Donnie Lowe?
Hold on. Where is she from?
Revere, Mass. Revere.
Ah, Revere, Massachusetts.
I like them apples, Don.
There you go.
Yeah, you do. You like them apples.
That's right.
So once again, in my non-Boston accent, if I want more life insurance in the future, will it be the same price, Don?
So the answer to that question is no.
Why, Don? Why, are you trying to screw her? You trying to friggin' just jack up the price on the poor lady from Revere? She's probably a nice girl. But you're trying to be like that, you shyster.
Well, if she's a Bruins fan, then, all bets are off, right?
True that.
No. Yeah. So, no. So, life insurance, the premiums are based on typically 3 different criteria: your age, your health, and your gender. So, if she's in good health at age 52, as an example, and then she decides when she's 57 to get some life insurance, she's 5 years older, the premiums are going to be higher because she has, statistically, less time to pay on it, less time to live.
All right, Don, I'm going to give you a tough math question. Okay, I turned 57 on September 7th. When did I actually turn 57 in insurance terms? And why?
So, all right. So you actually turned 57 insurance age back in March, March 7th. So 6 months prior to your birthday, all the insurance companies say, well, when you're 6 months before your birthday, you're now considered that age. Yeah, so they make us age faster than we want sometimes.
And for you, Don, that's a bad thing. We don't want to make you any older than you are.
Right? I can't do that one in my head. I have to get the calculator.
Yeah.
For myself.
Like when we were figuring out on the one show when it was going, E. They don't even go that high.
I know.
All right, Donnie, I think we might be able to get through all these.
All right.
Your selections are 1, 3, 4, and 5.
I knew that. So let's go with King Kong Korab.
Number 5, Jerry Korab.
No.
What was he then?
4.
I'll be very disappointed if you don't say Mike Ramsey number 5 when we get to that.
I was going to throw a curve at you, so.
All right. That's fine. You do what you do. Number 4. What is this? I didn't even realize that. Sean, 27, young fella from Boston, Mass. What's with all the New Englanders?
Look at that.
And this is a good question because a lot of people are afraid to ask this. Hey, Don, I don't know. How do I buy insurance? That's a good question, actually.
That is a very good question. I almost said a great
everybody's
question.
Everybody's throwing shots now. Donnie said it. He said it.
I definitely did not say great question. That's a very good question, Sean. So, talk with somebody like, to Ed or myself. If you know somebody in the industry, you're better off talking with them. However, you can always go to the ebiagency.com website. If you don't feel comfortable talking with somebody,
yes, sir,
you can actually on the website click on. There's 2 different buttons there and links, and you can click on, and you can actually see what a policy would cost for yourself.
Yeah, really
But if you don't have the knowledge of insurance and what coverage you might need, really just talk with somebody you feel comfortable with,
you know,
and
and
for
what I
some
always say,
guidance.
Don, is that you don't got to know about insurance. We do.
That's right.
Like if you're a mechanic or you're a nurse, I don't know what you do. I don't know what goes into your job. That's why you do what you do and I do what I do. If you're looking for good information, we're the people to see. www.eviagency.com. You don't like us, there's a million other people too.
Yeah,
Now you
that's
want
true.
to talk to us on the phone or hotline 716-541-41. I didn't put that up there today, Don. Thanks.
Well, you can do it now.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there it is, like magic.
But that is a good question because I'm wondering how many people. Because I know my daughters are in their 20s, and they said a lot of their friends are actually asked questions about insurance, and they know what their dad does for a living, so they usually talk about that. So
Right.
interesting. All right, 1, 3, and 5. Are you saying saving number 5 for last? I'm guessing.
No, I just might throw you a curveball.
Okay, I'm ready. 1,
Let's
3,
go
or
with
5, Donnie.
let's go with Mike Robitaille.
Mike Robitaille.
Yeah,
Is he number 3?
he's number 3.
I don't know how I knew that, but I just did. Number 3. Huh. We don't know where Sarah's from. Oh, no, I did look up. She's actually from. What's the other one? No. Huh. Interesting. I don't know where Sarah's from. Sorry, Sarah. We have your email address in case you win the mug, so don't worry
That's
about
right.
that. Sarah, 67,
Okay.
in the world somewhere in the United States. I had an old policy paid off years ago. What can I do with it?
Well, if it's a whole life policy, if it's something that you want to keep, you don't have to do anything. It's still good as long as it's paid off. No premiums are due. You're still build up some cash value.
And hopefully
If
she
you-
still has the paperwork, so she has the policy number that she'll be able to ask them.
Oh, okay.
You
All
know?
right. Yeah.
Because
And-
without all that information, it's kind of hard for us to track that down sometimes. But I've
Yeah,
been able to do it.
Right. And we can help her too. We can, if she has the
Mhm.
paperwork, we can let her know
Yeah.
exactly what type of policy, what the cash value is, what the death benefit coverage is, and we can do that work for her and maybe
Okay.
guide her a little bit.
And a question like that always reminds me of the fraternals because it seems like that's where I would see it a lot. Like, Donnie, you joined us. You got to buy a policy. A couple years. Donnie, you need some more. A couple more years. Donnie, you should get another one. A couple years. So these guys were stacking up policies. And a lot of times, like we talked about generational people where, hey, the wife takes care of the bills. I don't know. Or vice versa. The husband takes care of the bills and the wife is, that's just how it was. One person would take care of the bills, and a lot of times, like the story I keep on talking about, the woman from Lackawanna. When I started in the business, I used to be a bill collector, and I decided I wanted to try insurance. And I'm like, well, let me call your late payers, and they're like, why would you want to do that? Because I'd say, hey, Donnie, you've been a good policy holder. For some reason you stopped paying 3 months ago. What's going on? Is there something I can help you, or can I get you into something that's more affordable for you? Because 9 times out of 10, it was a whole life policy that they had so much value in it that we could put them into a paid up policy that they didn't have to pay anything. They were happy as could be, But the same lady that I called, looking for her husband, and she's like, he's not here. I'm like, well, I'm his wife. And I'm like, well, same thing. He's had this policy since 1970 something. He's been paying it every month, and he stopped paying 3 months. They go, well, honey, he died. I'm like, why haven't you called us? She had no clue that he had a policy, and I ended up going to her house with a $360,000 check.
You can come to my house with a $360,000 check.
I can go to my own house. Forget about you, Don. I love you and everything, but hey,
No, on a serious side, no. I mean, that's that was a great thing that you did to call, because sometimes people, things happen in their lives, and unfortunately for this poor woman, losing her husband, but he had the coverage, so that had to really take a lot of pain out of her just worrying about, can I afford the house? Can I afford
100%.
the taxes? Everything else.
And that brings up a good point, because I mean, there's so many people that go in and out of this industry, and a lot of people haven't seen their insurance agent since they got the friggin'
I
policy.
know.
I know I try to go out of my way, and I know you do too, to at least see our clients once a year, if not
Yeah.
more.
Right.
And
Right.
because you never know what's going to come up. They might get a divorce. They might have a new spouse. You know,
Yeah.
they might get PO'd at her and doesn't want her to be her beneficiary, or vice versa.
That's
Or
true.
I was going to leave it to Jimmy, but screw Jimmy. He's being a jerk. I'm going to leave it to my other kid.
Yeah.
And that,
They might have a child, and thinking, I think we need more coverage because now we have a child, and
exactly.
what if something happens before they get to college?
And that comes up with young families too that are starting off. You know, we got a policy for little Susie. Little Jimmy's coming up next. 15 days after he's born. We'll come back and we'll get you another policy for him. So
Yeah.
why am I saying 15 days after a baby's born, Don?
Because that's the soonest amount of time after birth that you can
Mhm.
issue a policy for a newborn baby. 15
So
days, and that's with
I
all the
got
companies.
grandkids. After I wait 15 days, was I able to buy them a policy?
Yes, as
Yeah, but
long
I'm their
as
grandfather. I'm not their parents. How does that
you
work?
can be the owner of the policy. However, at least one of the parents must have life insurance on themselves for their baby to be eligible for
Mm-hmm.
coverage.
Yep.
That's not an insurance, company rule. That's actually it's a federal law because it's by state, so every state has that requirement.
It's the whole Mike Savio role. Instead of buying gifts for his grandkids, he bought insurance policies.
Yeah,
The gift that keeps
exactly.
on giving. Which that really, when he said that, it really opened up my eyes to, well, okay, that's a great idea. Because I mean, he made a good point. He goes, you buy a kid a toy, the toy's broken in a couple months. This is something that's going to be for their future, and it's not exciting, but you can't play with the policy. Oh, look at me play with my policy, Don. That's great. That's fantastic.
Well, if they appreciate it in the future, and
Yeah,
that's a great way that they
100%.
will remember their grandparents for a long, long time.
Why would it be a good idea to? And I'm asking them. Don't answer yet. 'Cause I'm gonna tell you why I'm asking this.
Okay.
Why would I get a policy on a young child like that? Because I mean, they're not going to die for a long time. So I had a friend of mine say, "That's gross. That's disgusting. I don't want to make money off my kids." I'm like, you're not thinking of it that way. Why is that person wrong with what she said? I mean, in her head, she thought she was right, but she was totally wrong.
Right. The reason why is we call them juvenile policies. So if they're younger than 17 years old or 18 years old, it's going to be a whole life policy, meaning you're going to build up cash value.
And it's limited what they can get, right, Don?
There are some limitations. It depends on the company. Depends on two things: the insurance company, but it depends on how much coverage the parent has. So if a parent has $100,000 of life insurance coverage, the child can only get $25,000 because the parent needs 4 times more coverage than the child.
And as the question of, it's gross. Why would you get it on a kid? No. Let me
Well,
ask you, Don. Do you know when you're going to die?
no,
Do you know when I'm going to die?
no, no. Well, that depends. If you open up your mouth to the wrong person today,
Oh, Don, I'd have been dead years ago. Who are we kidding here? All right.
I know.
I'd have been in heaven or hell. I'm sure there's a hell of a band down there. So we might be having a good time. Who knows? I hope I'm going up there.
I
And,
know.
it'd be like when you go into a bar. Hey, I see such and such. Hey, that guy's over there. Can't believe he's here.
That's right.
How
So,
did you get in? Don't let
so
anybody in this place.
with the children juvenile policies, um, as that policy builds up cash value over time, when that child gets to age 20 or 22 or 25, depending on the cash value amount, a lot of times they can utilize the living benefits of an insurance policy, and they can take some of that cash value, apply it towards a new car, towards school, towards a new home, they getting married, whatever the case might be.
All right, so let's do some role playing, Don. I'm doing this for a reason. You're the insurance guy.
All right.
Or girl.
Don't forget we have two more
Whatever.
questions.
Whatever.
Okay.
Just relax, Don. All right, I'm doing this for a reason. Shut up.
I'm sure you are.
Shut up. Hey, go ahead. Come to my house. Knock on my door. Who is it?
It's me, the insurance agent.
Oh, I ain't talking to anybody that sounds like that. So you're coming in for a review, Don.
Okay.
Ask me about little Jimmy's policy that's 27 years old now.
All right. So we're going through all of the policies that you have with us, Ed, and let's talk about little Jimmy's policy. Now, little Jimmy's
He's
not
a
little
good
Jimmy
kid,
anymore.
Don. He's a good kid, Don. He just got on Buffalo Fire. He's at one of the engine houses. He's doing great. And I'm so proud of him. Maybe about 5 years ago, I signed over that policy to him. So he's been taking care of it all by himself. What's that worth right now, Don? What's he got in the dividends?
So, Mr. Bednars, I hate to tell you, that policy has been surrendered.
What? For what? What do you mean surrendered? What does that mean?
Well, your son, he's a great kid, but I'm not sure he knows his financial. He's that good financially.
I paid on that since he was 15 days old. You sold it to me.
Well, when you turn that policy over to your son, the payments were then he was responsible for the payments, and he didn't make the payments. And I tried calling him.
There's a ton of money in there, Don. How did that happen? What do you mean there's no policy? This is bullshit.
You know that new Corvette that your son got?
Yeah.
Well, it could be that he used the cash value of his policy
Son of a...
to get the Corvette.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know exactly what he used it for, but there was a large sum taken out, and he didn't continue making payments. Believe me,
we embellished this a little bit, folks. But I walked into a gentleman's house, and it didn't go down like that. But yeah. I gave him the policy 3 years, 4. I forget what it was. He goes, "Yeah, what's it worth now? He can use that for when he buys his new house. And there was nothing left, because what'll happen is that if you have a whole life policy and it has all these dividends built up over the years, and you stop paying on it, doesn't mean that it automatically cancels.
Correct.
What it'll do is eat up those reserves of dividends to keep the policy going, whether you like it or not. And that's exactly what happened to this person.
Yeah, so if you drain the cash value.
He didn't want to talk anymore about anything after that. So, Jimmy, you suck. You totally screwed me on helping your dad, you loser. But that's interesting. All right, look, we got 2 more questions, Don. I know you must have a date or something, because you were all worried about our time.
Well, no date.
All right, 1 or 5, Don.
I'm going to go with Lee Fogelin.
Was he number 5?
He was.
God, why not Mike? Why not the Rammer?
Because you knew Mike Ramsey was a 5, number 5.
What number was Lindy Ruff?
22.
I was trying to think of that when we were talking.
22.
Okay. Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
Could have done 2 twice.
That's right.
So it's funny. I don't know if subconsciously I did this myself, but it's a Buffalo person.
Oh, really? All right, cool.
Buffalo. It's Cindy, 44, from Tonawanda, New York.
Okay.
I think Cindy's into some stuff after reading this question. So, Don, when I'm filling out my application and I'm talking to you as my insurance advisor. I know you don't like salesmen, because God forbid we sell something.
That's right.
Should I be honest on life insurance questions, Don?
100% yes.
Why?
100%
Why? Are they going to
yes.
check into me or something? It's none of their damn business.
100% yes.
Well,
So
what do you mean, Don? What, somebody's going to be outside my house wondering to see what I'm doing?
So typically, part of the process when you undergo life insurance, and it depends on the age and that of the applicant. So how old was Cindy? Did she say?
44.
44. Thank you. Um, I would say 95 to 99% chance that the insurance company will ask for lab work to be done.
And what about drugs? What about prescription drugs, Don?
Right. So first off, they'll draw some labs. And there's a Medical Information Bureau, MIB, which if you're on any type of medication at all, believe me, it's everybody, all the insurance companies know, the government knows. So they'll dig in and look at what type of medications you have and that you're on, and which is okay to be on medications. They just want you to say, "Oh, I'm on this, this, and this. I've got high blood pressure, hypertension. My cholesterol's a little high, so I'm on those type of things." And typically, non-issues. But you want to, to the best of your knowledge, state if something's going on, what medications you're on, because the insurance companies will find out. Number
Don,
one.
I got a DUI like 3 years ago. They ain't going to look at that, are they? I mean, all
Yeah.
it was a felony.
Yes, they will look at that. So the insurance companies typically do a personal and health history. So they're going to just dig in, because think about it from the insurance company side of the table. Here you have somebody 44 years old and looking for a $500,000 life insurance policy.
Mhm.
So
They
that insurance
delivers
company,
pizza.
well, they're going to be on the hook for $500,000 should something happen. So they just want to make sure that it's a risk worth taking for the insurance company.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It is.
We went going back to one of our other episodes. A guy was PO'd at me because he didn't tell me he had a DWI.
Yeah.
No, that's nothing. No, what's a felony? You got a felony, you ain't getting insurance.
Yeah.
Or
there's a waiting period.
And get guaranteed issue and pay through the nose, which is it's still not going to be a lot of money. All right, that's Don, right. We're here. We're to the last question. Do you know what number it is?
Roger Crozier. Number 1. I should have said Sassy Sarah, right?
Right. Where is this person from? Joe, 38. Where does he live, Don?
He lives in Tennessee.
I'll crap it. It's a T word, but it's not Tennessee. Tacoma, Washington.
Oh, well, I was going to say Tallahassee.
And I had to look this one up, so I'm going to see if you have an answer to this.
Uh-oh.
Last question of the day. It's not sexy, it's not fancy, but it made me look it up. Does accidental life insurance pay double?
Yes.
No, Don. What do we always like saying?
It depends.
Especially you. Yes, it depends on the carrier.
Yes,
it does.
Some do and some don't.
Now, the one thing that I only came across it because, you hear from people. Like I said, the longer we're in this business, the more stories we have and the more true stories. And like I said, when you think you heard everything, you really haven't.
I know.
So I had a gentleman that died, and his wife had, tried to collect the policy, and she was super irate. Not at me, not at the company I was working with, but at her bank.
Why?
Because with the bank, if you put $10,000 in deposit into a checking or savings account, you automatically got a $50,000 life insurance policy. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Only accidental life insurance. This guy had a heart attack. He died of a massive heart attack. So
I'm sure it was in the fine print.
Exactly. I mean, when you get
something,
you really look over that thing, because she was upset. I mean, she was upset because she just feels like she was lied to.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I shouldn't say lied, misled. How about that? Nah, she
Yeah.
was lied to. Screw it. She was lied to. Yeah, put in your 10 grand, you get your $50,000. You want to sign right here? Don, here you go, right here. Sign right here. So be careful, folks. Just because, we're awesome doesn't mean, you can't use somebody else, I mean, just like we say with insurance, it's not one size fit all. And it goes to your advisors. If you don't like that person, get another one. There's a million of us.
That's right, and that's a great point that you bring up, because it's always best to, if you can sit down, if it's not face to face, but even Zoom call or something like that. It's best to talk with somebody that knows the industry, that has your best interests at hand, because we can sit down and say, all right, I've got three different life insurance policies, and what we can do is say, okay, let's see exactly what the coverage is, what type of policies they are they still valid, and we can break that down for you. So, and if we would have sat down with that lady, we could have said, oh yes, you do have this $50,000 policy from the bank, but it's only if it's accidental death and dismemberment, AD&D.
Mm-hmm.
So we could have at least given her that information so she had it, and then we can say, well, if you need something else, we can work around that, or no, your other two policies, based on what your needs and wants are, you're good. You don't need anything else. But at least we can inform them, educate them.
Very good, Don. So the big question, if you notice, I'm not using my EBI cup that we give away. By the way, folks, when you do win an EBI cup, you're going to be very surprised to see that it holds 7 cups of coffee. And I had to slow down a little bit on my coffee consumption, so I went to the smaller mugs. So the big question, Don, what question was your favorite? You can pick the winner. That way, all the other people can be mad at you.
Yeah, thanks. There were some very
good
questions.
Everybody's doing shots now, Don.
I didn't say great. It's too early for great.
The semantics of it, yeah.
I forgot her name from Tonawanda.
Oh, Cindy.
Are
you doing it because you're a homer?
No, because correct me. It was Cindy the one that had the question about, well, what if I don't tell you all the information?
Yes.
The medications. Yeah.
Yes. Because that's especially, how much do you weigh, miss? I ain't telling you. No. How old are you, Don? I ain't telling you.
Well, we don't ask how old are you. We'll just ask, what is your date of birth?
Yes. I ain't telling you. It's none of your business, Don.
Well, we need that information.
Well, I guess
otherwise we can't do anything. And you don't have to tell me your weight.
I'll just go to that insurance agency. Do we cheat them and how? They don't ask all them questions. They just take my money and they give me a piece of paper. That's all I need, right?
There you go.
So we kid a lot. We'd like to have fun with this. I hope we answered some good questions today. I mean, they were interesting. I mean, they're nothing like the Whopper we had a couple weeks ago, that we did a show and a half on. But keep up the questions, folks. We love it. We love that you're watching. We know that you're watching because we are getting the response that we are. And there goes the phone again.
Silence that phone, will you?
Yeah, I want $50 on Johnny on the spot in the 6th race in Belmont. You got that? There's nothing. Oh my gosh. So Thursday, we're going to do another live show. Because what happens on Thursday, Don? What's the name of that show?
Potluck Thursday with Donnie Lowe.
With the Donnie Lowe. The one, the only, the Donnie Lowe. Just read it on the screen. You see it right there. He talks about himself in third person all the time. Do you have a topic, Don, or are you going to keep it close to the vest until then?
Close to the vest, because I have something in mind, but I always like to see what's happening in the world. And in the country.
There's some crazy stuff going on. And, I want to do some research over the next couple days because you don't want to think like this. But a lot of times, insurance companies won't pay during times of war if it's a direct result of a war crime or anything like that. So it depends. So I'm going to do some research on that and get back to our viewers next Wednesday.
Yeah, we definitely have to research that.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, all right.
All right.
So we're going to get out of here. Once again, if you like doing business with people that are just like you, we're the people to see. www.ebiagency.com. Insurance questions hotline is 716-541-4118. And email is eddiebednarsinsurance@gmail.com. So for the one, the only, the Donnie Lowe, and just this plain old Eddie Buffalo, tune in tomorrow. It should be a good show. Whatever the heck Donnie talks about, I don't know. I'm not in his head. Why would I want to be? That's scary. He doesn't want to be in my head.
It's scary. There's a lot of cobwebs in there too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Go through them, Don. So,
Yeah.
So, Sassy Sarah, we missed you. She's on special assignment doing. Maybe she's going back to the alimony to investigate the basement again. Who knows?
Oh, I thought she's gonna go there and rent a car.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I don't see any cars here. That's pretty good, Don. I like that.
See? You like that?
All right, we're out of here. Take care,
All right.
everybody.
Congratulations, Cindy. Ciao.